and it's just it's just a shame that people are just because they're not happy with the verdict are basically shooting the messenger.
Beth, was justice served?
Well, I think it was. I really would reiterate everything that Dawne is saying. I'm not one who's going to say, yeah, I'm not agreeing with everybody on HLN who, in fact, I won't even put on the television today because I can't take the reporting that's going on out there because people are just they don't understand what's going on, and it's just this mob mentality, this lynch mob mentality, and it's very troubling to me. I had thought after the first deadlock that the state should have just taken death off the table. This is an extremely expensive process. The defense has been paid over $3 million by the taxpayers of Maricopa County. The county attorney's office hasn't released how much money they have spent. But, everybody is salaried, but how many cases has Juan Martinez handled in the past 5 or 7 years? This has taken up a lot of his time, right? And, then you've got the Mesa Police Department, the Sheriff's Department jailing her. She's been incarcerated since July of 2008. Anyway, an immense expenditure that if they had just not, if the law here was like it is, say, in Georgia, hung jury the first time, benefit goes to the defendant. It's a life sentence. There's no do-over in the penalty phase. So, I don't know. I think they just should have taken death off the table.
And Bremner, was justice served, in your opinion?
Yeah, I to a certain extent. I agree with Beth and Dawne in their comments. And I do think that should have been taken off the table. In the history of my state, we've never had a do-over on a penalty phase, ever. And we have the death penalty here in Washington State, up here in Seattle. And I think, I believe in juries, and this is what the jury decided. The jury spent a long time listening to this case, and then this penalty phase, and rendered a decision. A holdout juror is not a criminal or somebody that should be, just vilified. A holdout juror sometimes is just somebody that feels, great convictions, and they do deliberate. And nobody said that she didn't deliberate, that I've heard. Maybe I can be corrected on that, but if it is the case that she deliberated in good faith with her fellow jurors, and this was the result, then justice was served.
And Beth, you will have wire-to-wire of coverage on your website. Would you please tell my audience your website?
Oh, yes. My website, which I launched to cover the area's trial, is called CarusOnCrime.com. So it's my last name, CarusOnCrime.com. It's a subscription site because I did relocate for 5 months here, but it's really pretty cheap for all the content I give you, $5.99 a month. And I'm going to be putting up the trial. I have some exclusive documents I'm putting up, but I couldn't do it until after the trial by agreement. One I put up today, which is a 15-page G-chat, which was an exhibit in the case that was never seen by the public in its entirety. And it was an argument between Jody and Travis on May 26th, and many believe it was that argument that after she started to plan the murder of Travis Alexander, which occurred on June 4th. May 26th is the fight, and June 4th is the murder. And so I put that up today, and it's rather revealing and sad. And it seems that there might have been something that she did that was illegal. Jody had referred to maybe consulting a lawyer, and who knows, maybe Travis was threatening her, although not in that G-chat, threatening to reveal something about her, and she was silencing him. I never believed we knew that, or we do know the true motive for this murder.
Absolutely.